Two things that I need to clarify. First of all, that was my first time playing tennis. And it's true, I was mediocre. The second thing is that I'm now a Leaf fan. So, wow, welcome everyone to this momentous occasion. Our old buddy Ariel's wedding. Amazing. Who would have guessed? It's truly difficult to figure out where to begin because we have known each other for so many years. I may as well start from the beginning. It was almost exactly 23 years ago when I took Ariel under my wing. September of '86 to be exact, and the onset of autumn had brought about the new school year. Ariel was the new kid in Miss Allergy's grade 7 class, and frankly, the only bright spot in an otherwise dreary class with a mean, chain-smoking teacher with tinted glasses and no personality. I recognized Ariel as a former teammate of my house league soccer team from a few years prior to that, so I approached him, and from that day, we've been friends ever since. Truly, it's been one of the most rewarding, where are you, Ariel? There you are. One of the most rewarding and meaningful relationships that I've had in my life. Erin, you are one lucky lady. You likely know this already, and if you didn't, after Cliff's speech, you do. Thanks for stealing my thunder, by the way. You may know this already, but I really don't think it's possible to find a more loyal, sensitive, sentimental, talkative, and incredibly social person. Now, many of you may be confused because it would seem that those are typically characteristics used to describe, well, a woman. Well, folks, it's true. This chiseled, rugged, macho exterior is built of pure mush and emotion. Many of us can vouch for the fact that Ariel is very much a man. However, these feminine qualities do present quite an interesting dichotomy. You've had a taste from it from Cliff, but to illustrate my point, Ariel did used to get into a lot of fights as a kid. Whether it was John Poster, Jordan Milberg, Jakub Svanda, Gary Don, Adrian Newman, some guy named Ruloff, Hart Wintraub, Alan Neustadt. Thanks, I got a fan of you. The list goes on and on. Now, where does the so-called mushiness come into play amongst what seems to be a highly masculine activity? Cliff, thanks again for stealing some thunder. Well, Ariel's trademark, as you now know, was that he wept after each and every fight. Not out of pain. He was actually a decent scrapper. I'd call it mediocre. But from emotion. Impressively, most of Ariel's fights were the result of protecting honor, revenge for treachery, and probably most often, loyalty to his friends. Nevertheless, it was a truly awesome sight to behold and an exceptional way for Ariel to endear himself to his adversary. In fact, it was the rare situation that Ariel did not promptly reconcile with his opponent. And so, Erin, I'm glad to say that you will always be able to count on Ariel's brute strength and his willingness to step up to the plate to protect you from burglars, misfits, and other vagabonds. Just don't be surprised afterwards when he's a blubbering mess that requires some Kleenex, a box of chocolates, and a cuddle. Now, before I continue, let me say that Ariel has made our job as speechwriters a whole lot easier, having written a daily blog called 20 Years Ago Today, where he provides basic high-level documentation of almost every day of his life from 12 years old and onwards. So if any of you don't believe what I'm sharing with you today, or what Cliff has shared with you, or what anybody's going to share with you, feel free to cross-reference with his website. Without a doubt, it is Ariel's extraordinary nostalgia and sentiment for all things that fuels his fire to document the past. And so now we must thank him for digitally preserving some critical information for all of humankind to share. For example, if anyone wants to know precisely what happened on September 25th, 1990, simply go to his blog and discover that he, and I quote, had a crappy meat pie lunch